Hi everyone. Today we will discuss robot collisions problem from Leetcode. This is labeled as hard problem. So let's see how we can solve this problem with C# language. So this is the problem statement here. So the input, you are given positions of an array of integers where each element represents the starting position of a robot. Health, an array of integers where element represents the health of the corresponding robot. The directions, a string where each character represents the direction L for left, R for right, in which the corresponding robot is moving. The output, you need to return an array containing the health of the remaining robots after all the possible collisions. I hope you understood the problem, right? So the input will be the positions of the robot, the health array will be health of the robots, and the directions will be like whether it will go left or right, right? So that is the input. So as output, we need to return all the possible healths of the remaining robots after all the collisions, right? So that's what we need to solve. So let's see and understand what are the points we need to highlight here to solve this problem. So these are the rules. As you can see here, all the robots moving simultaneously at the same speed, so there is no issue with the speed, there is no issue with the timing. All the robots are moving at the same time. If two robots collide, the robot with the lower health is removed, right? If two of them is colliding, then the robot with less health value will be removed, and the health of the healthier robot will be decreased by -1. If both robots have same length, both are removed. If surviving robot continues to the same direction. So these are the points we need to remember when solving this problem. The, s- the collision continue until there is no further collisions can occur. So these are the breaking conditions. These are the if conditions we need to consider when we writing the code in C#. So basically, we need to understand the basic concept here. That's what I was trying to highlight here. Understand that robots are moving in opposite directions, so only robots moving towards each other can collide, right? So if both are moving in left, then there is no possibility of collision. If both are moving right, there is no possibility of collision. So each robot, like one, has to come like opposite direction from left to right and right to left, then there is a possibility of collision, right? So the approach should be gather the position, health, direction, and original index of each robo into kind of list of tuples in C# world, right? We need to get all the information into tuple, arrange the robots based on the positions along the line, and we need to sorting. We need to do the sorting, right? The sorting has will be helpful so that we can go in the correct sequence, so that we can ensure there can be a collisions are occurred in the order, right? So we need to do the sorting of the positions when we are trying to solve this problem. So we need to understand when it comes to the timing or any kind of moving at the same time, scheduling, all these problems will kind of, if you observe, I think the sorting is kind of the common approach we need to make as a first step. And obviously it depends on the approach what you want to take, but the sorting is kind of the predefined step we need to follow in these kind of problems, right? Okay, let's see. I think so far we're able to understand the problem and how we can solve with C# language. Let's dive in. Okay, so here is the solution. Let me walk through the solution and explain like why I took this approach, so that it will be helpful for you to understand this problem, right? So basically, like as you can see, we need to get the survived robot's health information, which is kind of list of hint, that is the output. And the inputs are like as we discussed earlier, it's array of positions, array of health, and also the directions, right? So as you can see, there's a first step. I want to get the count of the positions. So that is int n equal to positions dot length will give you the length of all the positions, the count, right? Then we need to do like combine all this, the positions, health and directions, right? So to, as you discussed, to make it easier, we need to sort and manage robots, right? So that's what we need to do. So as a first step, so this is the tuple I declared, where robots equal to list of int, position, health, character, direction, L or R, and the index, right? So index is kind of helpful to remove, right? That is kind of, we have to delete if the health of the robot is less than the other one, right? So that's why we need to have the index. So what I'm doing here is I'm just getting the info and adding it to the robots list of tuple. Then I'm doing the ordering, like the sorting the robots by their positions to handle collisions in the correct order. So that if you sort the positions, so it will, the collisions order will be in the proper way, right? Then I'm declaring the variable survivors, where it will be again list of tuple, position, health, direction, and index, and track robots moving to the right. So we are tracking the robots which are moving into the right direction, right? That is the variable we declared. Why, we can see in the next steps. So where we are processing for each robot in robots, so the robots is kind of tuple here. So the current robot, so we are creating the current robot for for modification, because we have to do some modification, which I'll show you in a little while, after a little while, sorry. So as you can see, I got the current robot, which I'm checking for the current robot direction is right or left. If it is right, if it is moving right, then I'm adding to the moving right list. So I'm adding it to the moving right list, right? If the robot is moving left, then it means it is moving in the opposite direction, right? One is coming to the right and one is coming to the left. Then means it is, this is the robot which it's coming in opposite direction. Then there is a possibility of collision, right? So then there will be a while loop where, as long as the moving right robots count greater than zero, means there are robots with moving right. Then what we are doing is get the last right moving robot, like get the last one which is moving to right, and we are removing it from the actual list, because now we are using this particular robot to see whether this collision is happens or not. So that's why removing from the actual list. Then we are comparing the health check. So if you remember the rule, if the health of the robot whichever is less, then it will be removed, and the healthier robot health will be decreased by 1, right? So if the last right health is greater than the current robo, then the last right health minus 1 is greater than 0, means we are checking it is not 0 health, right? So we don't want to go with the negative health values, right? So that's what we are checking. Then we are decreasing the last right robo health minus 1. So that's what we are doing it, and we are updating it. So because we are adding it again, because we already removed from the list already here. So then the current robo will be, so as you can see, we are updating the health of the current robo equal to 0, because this one has less health than the last right, correct? Else if the last rate health is less than current robo, it will be the same, but we are doing everything for the current robo, updating the current robo health, then we are updating the position and everything. Else if both are same, right? If you remember both are same, then same both are destroyed, so we'll destroy both of them. If the left moving survives after all the possible collisions, add to the survival, means if there is a robo which is survived after all the rights one are completed, then if still there is a left one, then we will add that one to the survivors list. So if the left moving robo has health greater than 0, then that will be kind of the survivors will be added to the survivors list. So all these things, so the moment we get the list of moving right robots, then we'll add it to the survivors dot add range, so that will kind of adding the list into the existing list. Then what we are doing, sort the survivors by their original indexes and extract their health values. So just doing the indexing with this, sorting by index with their index values, then get their health values. So that is what we are doing here. So, this is what we need to do. I think this is one way which I thought like will be straightforward, where gathering all the information about the robots and loop through the robots and get the information about right moving. Then if some robot is moving left, then see if there's a possibility of collision and subtract the respect to health information, and finally get the all the survivor robots. So that's what we need to do here. I hope this is helpful. Let's discuss the time and space complexity here.